Hi. How are you? I'm good. It's Friday, September 5th, 2025. Okay. I'm going to make some tomato sauce. Maybe. Hopefully. I have some garden tomatoes here, and while that is a pretty good amount, it's not really enough to to can, to stew them. I mean, I could do a few jars, basically, but instead, I think I'm going to try my hand at making some tomato sauce. A couple of years ago, my mother-in-law was after ideas for Christmas presents. And so I asked her for Julia Child's cookbook, mostly because here's the truth. I don't consider myself much of a foodie, nor am I a chef. However, really, and I'm a pretty novice gardener as well. But what happens is I end up with an overabundance of produce and I don't want to waste it. We can't eat through these tomatoes fast enough, right? Like they'll go over and go bad. I could have a salad every single day, but anyway, so I'm gonna bumble through this, her recipe, well, her and Simone Beck and Berto, I think is how you pronounce that name. Anyway, I have most everything that the recipe calls for here in the kitchen. It does call for 1 tablespoon of minced boiled ham or 2 tablespoons of minced lean bacon. I don't have either one of those. I'm just going to skip that part. I also don't have a bay leaf, so I'm not going to use that. It calls for 1.5 cups of boiling stock or canned beef bouillon. At first I thought it was just beef stock. I'm going to use chicken stock because that's what I have on hand. I think I pulled it out of the fridge. Yeah, we have some extra. So I need 2 pounds of chopped ripe red tomatoes, which need not be peeled. So I suppose I should weigh this, huh? I think I have, I'm forever eyeballing everything, right? Let's weigh it out and make it right. Here. Are you getting enough screen? There you go. Take them out of here first. I still need to rinse them. There's still like garden dirt on them. Soil. Sorry. Clear that one more time, please. Thank you. Okay. There's 1 pound. 2 in a 10 ounces. Ooh, that's almost 3 pounds, isn't it? Well, let's see. How's that possible? That can't weigh a whole 10 ounces, can it? I'm gonna bruise them all up. 2 ounces, no, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 2 pounds, 3 ounce. 2 pounds, 6. 2 pounds, 10. I'm getting close to, we'll just take one off. All right, 2, 3. I'll keep 2 out for something. And then what do I need? Oh, carrots and celery. I have some in my garden. I grew celery this year for the first time. Now I don't have huge, like grocery store size celery, but I have enough to pull off a 1/4 cup, as well as a carrot, and we have leftover onion. So actually, as per usual, I'm not ready. So I have to go out to the garden and grab said celery and carrot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I cut some celery. I told you, it's meager, but I'm gonna chop that whole thing up, including the leaves, and I should have a 1/4 cup of celery. And some carrots. I thought for sure we seeded orange ones this year, but they're purple, so that's fine. Even got this little tiny guy. I'm gonna dice those up, throw those in there. It's a little chilly outside. It's 56 degrees, which is like 13 Celsius. Chilly. Dropped into the 40s last night. Had to kick the heat on. It's supposed to warm up next week again though, like in the 80s, which is, I don't know, what is that, upper 20s Celsius? I'm forgetting. I don't know. Off the top of my head. Anyway, so I need to rinse and chop my tomatoes. I need to rinse and chop up my celery and my carrots and find myself an onion and a pan because I need to saute that first. And I'm curious, heavy bottom 2.5 quart saucepan. I wonder if I could do this in the lodge. I wonder if I should wait. My husband went over to his mom's for, cause he does, you know, go pop over there pretty often. And now I'm curious if I should just wait till he comes back and he can cook it. I'll get started and see what happens. I gotta clean it all up anyway. So, because I think the lodge would make a pretty decent cooking vessel, but 1 second. Grab a cutting board. Is that nothing? Okay. Tomatoes. Get your little tops off here. Come on. There you go. That one's gone. That one's gone. That's got a smush bottom. Okay. I'll wait. I'll use that somehow. I'll throw it in compost. Maybe that's my fruit fly culprit. I seem to have, although I've had so much produce in the house, fruit flies are, I don't know. Could have sworn I had a rotten potato somewhere. Yeah. Here, I'll use this other one I took out instead. All right, you probably can't see that, but I can feel this squidge on the underside. Okay. There. Let me rinse my harvest. Cleaned up my tomatoes. There we go. Just rinse it real good there. There. If there's still any bugs on it, then we'll have them in the sauce. Won't kill us. No. A little bit of dirt. It's fine. What happened to my vegetable scrubber? That is the $1,000,000 question right now. I cannot find it. I feel like I probably accidentally dropped it in the garbage somewhere, but anyway, we can't just use our hands here. Really good. find an onion. Let's see if we have one already in the fridge. Usually got one half chopped. Ooh, nope, not today. Okay. That's a big one. Okay. Certainly don't need all of that. Right? I'm gonna get stuff everywhere. Just give me some room here. Whew, probably only about a quarter of it, huh? Quarter cup chopped onion. Find a home for this. I use a Ziploc. Oh, son of a, what a waste. It ripped. Oh, man. Now I don't know. Just give me an old margarine container instead. Jeez. I don't eat margarine. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Rather eat the butter. There we go. Okay, so in the fry pan to begin with, oh, that's right, a lodge, right? Yeah. Got a shallow guy. Oh, that should go back anyway. The other one. One sec. I am going to move you. Just a second. That's not clean. Okay. First off, I'm going to text my husband. I'm making sauce in the shallow lodge. You should come help. You never know, it might be fun. Anyway, okay. Just because he has more experience with it, I don't. Why not we learn, right? Let's figure it out. Okay. What I'm gonna do is make sure there's no. Okay. I'm gonna set you here. You can see that. You're fine. Oops. Okay. And I'll bring my onion over here. Cut it up. Shit. My onion and my carrot and my celery. Okay. Chop it up. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Go this way. There you go. I know, I'm probably holding the knife all goofy or something. I don't care. I don't care. Chopping up some onions, I don't care. You ever hear of Kevin Meaney? Comedian from the 80s. He would sing, I don't care. Okay, what did I need? A couple tablespoons of oil, 3 tablespoons of butter. All right. Piece of onion stuck on my finger. Now, at first I said, I think I'm gonna skip that butter and I'll just add olive oil. And my husband went, but I like butter. Is that okay? I'll do it with butter, I don't know. Just seems extra, you know, but why not? Okay, because I'm sure you could do all this without actual butter. A tablespoon of olive oil. She just said oil, this is olive oil. Oops, sorry, bumping you here. About 3 tablespoons of butter. That looks about right, right? I don't know, 1, 2. That's probably a little less than 3, but here, we'll put a little more in there. Yeah, there we go. I can see the lines. Oops, sorry. It's cold. Being in the fridge. I'm gonna turn that on. Second. I got butter on my fingers. Okay. Heat. Let's do what? Medium? Sure. 5? Okay. Let this melt first. Can I throw the onions in there while it's melting? Does it matter? Okay. My knobbly carrots. It's good. That's probably too big. Oh, look at that. Sorry. Just the color from the food. It's purple. I love that. Very carroty. That's nice. Okay. What is that French word for carrots, onion, celery? What is that called? There's a word for it. I feel like it has like a pour sound. A P, a J maybe in there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, throw some purple in there. There we go. Get in there. Drop some onion. Man, it's like beets. I'm not as bad as beets. Those are already purple. That's nice. I like that. Get this little knob head on there. Put him in there. Sure, why not? The whole thing. I think you could probably eat the whole thing. Take that off. There you go. This little tiny guy in there. Sure, why not? Everybody's invited. There we go. Okay. Celery. What am I dropping? Carrots. They're so dark I'll never find them later. Okay. At least if they're orange you can see them, right? When they hit the floor. Unless your floor is orange. Okay. Little tiny celeries. Just little baby celeries. Fingers off. Now, I know I'm going to strain this later. That's what the directions say. So, because I was reading, she says throw in, I think, 2 cloves of garlic unpeeled. And I thought, well, unpeeled? Keep reading. Strain it off later. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of bits we don't want to eat. They're going to get strained off anyway. Pretty sure. Man, I sure hope I'm doing all this right. I don't know, I guess if I get it wrong, what's the matter, right? Who cares? Here we go. There we go. Come here. Use that for the tomatoes later. Rinse my hands off a little bit. All right, let me get a spoon. Oh, that purple is so pretty. It's turning the onions purple. Just uncovered. Should I put a lid on it? I'm gonna turn this down. I need to cut up my tomatoes. Really pretty. I wonder if a person could squeeze them and use the dye. I wonder if I can just put this on low. Let's go look at that book. The directions. Alright. Roll tomatoes everywhere. Okay. Slowly in the butter and oil for about 10 minutes without letting them brown. I'm just going to turn it down. Low, very low, only 10 minutes. My God, that looks really pretty. I like that. It's good enough to eat just all by itself. Those purple carrots and onions. Okay, so now I have to do chopped ripe onions with the skin on. Where's my bowl? Here we go. Throw them in there. Cut these up. Hopefully we can do it inside of 10 minutes. Right? Just kind of a rough chop, I suppose. Ooh, so they don't fall apart. I need a sharper knife. It's alright. My oldest is going to come home for Christmas. He likes to do that. He's very good at it. So, it'll sharpen the knives and tune the piano. Jack of all trades, that one. Okay. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a very pretty tomato right there. Okay. Chop. Chop it up. Boy, these just about look and feel like Romas. They're not. They're better boys. What we grew at my in-laws. Let me stir my stuff. So what's new in your world? Not much going on over here. Getting ready for winter, honestly. Gotta get my pots on my deck, my planters empty before the snow comes. At the very least, the terracotta pots have to be emptied. You know, they'll freeze and bust. So, it's all right. What I usually do is I'll take my pots out of my deck or off, you know what I mean? Lift the whole planter out of the pot and I plant it inside of a vegetable bed that's done. It's empty and bare. And then I let all those plants just kind of die back in that spot. So I can't have like a pit compost bin, you know? I bought a plastic tumbler, but anyway, keeps the roots in the ground and, where am I going here? And little houses for critters, you know, hibernating bugs, ladybugs, stuff like that, that sort of hibernates in the soil over the season. So yeah, I gotta empty my pots before it gets too cold. And I have no doubt that we'll have a freeze before October. Forecast is calling for mid-September, by the 15th, I believe it. So just get ready. Put the lawnmower in the shed, drag out the snowblower, make sure the tires are filled, that kind of thing. Turn the engine on, make sure it's in running order. Because we might need it. Ow! That was my thumbnail. Careful. There. Just fucking... Oops, excuse my language. That's me when I'm feeling really casual. All the F-bombs fall out. What can I say? I'm a product of my time. Okay, here we go. Oh man, when I was in the 4th grade, there was this kid in my class. one of them good looking ones that all the girls have a crush on. He moved in, you know, from out of town. I don't think he stayed a couple of years in my elementary school. Anyway, shows up, the guy drops F-bombs. And I thought he was the coolest thing I had ever met. So I started to follow suit. Yeah, and it's stuck. Anyway. Okay. How are my carrots doing? They're still pretty firm. But now that I have my tomatoes done, add the garlic and the herbs. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, an 1/8 teaspoon of sugar, parsley, a bay leaf, thyme. I don't have a bay leaf, but I do have some thyme. I have some outside too that's fresh. I wonder if I should go pick some, but I don't know how much I'm supposed to taste, right? Like I can taste it, and if there's not enough time, I can add more thyme. It's like I don't know what the fresh to dried herb ratio would be. A 1.5 tablespoons of flour right into my stuff. And then a 1.5 cups of boiling stock, off heat. Do I have to boil it? Can I just pour in like a 1.5 cups in there and then just like heat up the whole thing, or should I boil it first? I'm pretty sure my mister would say you can pour it right in there. Not that I can do whatever I want, but he has more experience in the kitchen. So, wait, I'm not ready for this. I need a 1.5 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna throw it in there, and then we're gonna add a 1.5 cups of the chicken stock, and I'm just gonna add it cold because I'm gonna live on the edge. Okay, come over here. All right, see what I got there? Okay. Let me grab my flour, it's behind you. All right. Is this right? Do the carrots? Oh wait, no, they're getting softer. I'd eat that. Okay. Tablespoon, I suppose. And then we're supposed to let it simmer and a half for, let's say, 3 minutes. That's about right. Okay. Some kind of roux, right? But this isn't a roux. It's called something else. What is the word for this? It's a base like across the globe you can find this, you know, carrot, celery, onion number. I can't remember what it's called. It's all right. That looks good. Looks pretty. I feel like I could tie-dye a shirt in that. It's cute. Now what are we doing? Garlic. In with the tomatoes. Unpeeled. Do I have any open and free? I do. So I don't have to go to the hassle of busting open a new one. You know what? Should just do, ooh, there's one. Let's do this one too. Okay. All right. Trust. Julia Child. I don't need to peel the garlic, but I'm going to put it in with the tomatoes, and I'm going to throw in the herbs. We came over, we checked on the thing. We'll come back. Okay. All right. Here you go. I'll out of the way. Set it right here. So, in here, adding the water, add the garlic and the herbs. I'm going to put that in the pan after I add my tomatoes, right? 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 a teaspoon of sugar. Just a pinch. Hang on. Okay. That's 1/4. Here's my sugar. I'm going to throw it right in here in the tomatoes, along with just 1/4 teaspoon of salt, parsley and thyme. Let me find some. Put that salt in there. All right. To move that around here. And some sugar. Let's see if I have any parsley, and I'll stir my whatever this is called. What if I just cheated and used Italian seasoning? It looks like that's what we have a ton of. Oregano. Cinnamon. There is no parsley or thyme around here. Oops. Yup. Okay, so in Italian seasoning, he said we had parsley and thyme up there, but I'm too lazy to go dig around. So Italian seasoning has marjoram, I don't know, bam, oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory, basil, and sage. I'll keep looking. You know, I have some time outside. I don't really need parsley, do I? Like, what does parsley do? Ah, okay. Oh shit. 4 parsley sprigs. Well, I don't know what that comes down to, so I'm just gonna throw some in there for color. It'll look pretty. Sorry, he sent me a text message. I was reading it. Anything else? No. He was asking me if I needed anything. Just you. No, I'm good. Okay. I need a spoon. I am going to put that on low. In fact, I'm going to turn that off. I didn't burn my stuff, did I? Son of a bitch. It's hot. It's very hot. Take this off of here. Sorry. My mind is everywhere. Okay. And nowhere, all at the same time. I'm going to run outside and snip some thyme. Just real fast. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just grabbed a little tiny bit here. A little tiny bit. I'm just going to strip that off right into the bowl. Honestly, I could throw the whole thing in since I'm straining it, I guess. But sometimes those stems are little. They might just end up, you know, falling through. So, oops, dropped one in there. It's all right. Smells good though, nice and fresh. what did she call for? Just a teaspoon? A quarter teaspoon of thyme? Okay. So, just because I have a little bit here, probably won't matter. All right, now, off heat, beat in the stock or bouillon, 1.5 cups of stock. I need to put some stock in on my pan. You know, that's probably not enough time. It smells good, but I think I could have more. I don't know, just a little bit. It's fine. We'll cook it and taste it, and I can add to it, right? So, okay, 1.5 cups stock. Let me go this way. Oop, all the cupboard doors are wide open. Been digging around. All right. Need to look in my mess. All right. I poured in about a tablespoon in there so that I was afraid I was burning it. So I'll turn the heat back on now. 1.5 cups. I just wanted to cool it off, you know. Come on, there you go. All right. Chicken stock. I'll stick this back in the fridge. So where did I find it? I don't know. It can go there. Okay. And what? Bring this to a boil? Let me check. Beat in the stock or the bouillon? Well, I didn't really need to beat it in. Did that have something to do with the flour or the fact that, I don't know. Okay. And it doesn't say to keep cooking it with the bouillon. At this point, we could throw in garlic. There. Just like that, I'm gonna, with the peelings on, and then okay, and then the tomatoes, throw those in there, and then it said you add 1.5 cups of water later as it reduces down, like not right now. And kind of hang on to that. So we got to let this reduce down. We're going to cook the heck out of it probably. Maybe. Okay, let's look. Oh, you will notice during its simmering that it really should cook for about 1.5 hours to develop its full flavor. Holy cow, am I standing next to the flame? My flannel shirt's gonna go up. Okay, so simmer for 1/2 to 2 hours, skimming occasionally and adding water. If sauce reduces and thickens too much, you should end up with about 2.5 cups of rich, fairly thick sauce. So yeah, I'm going to bring this up to a good simmer, and I suppose lidless so that the water evaporates and it does thicken up. But obviously I'm not going to record it for 1.5 hours, so tell you what, intermittently when I come back and check on it, I'll bring you back so you know what it looks like. I'm 1/2 hour in, and boy, it is such a pretty thick dark color. I think those carrots, those purple carrots really darkened it up. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water to this. Peelings are coming off the tomatoes and they're in there cooking down, that's fine. So I have a cup and a half total of water, but I'm only gonna add a little bit right now. Half as much, I suppose. Man, is that pretty. Keep cooking. Okay. Keep letting it simmer. Okay, we're about an hour in. I'm gonna let this simmer down for about another half an hour, but I am gonna add the rest of this water. I did taste it, and I asked for a second opinion, and we decided to add a little bit of salt, and I threw in a little bit more sugar. Not much, a couple pinches, really. So if I started with like 1/8 a teaspoon of sugar, maybe a half total in this now, then half teaspoon of sugar, and half teaspoon of salt, you know, easily. Not much more than that though. So, boy, it is the prettiest, darkest color. So yeah. I'm gonna let that simmer for about 20-30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna strain it off and pour it in a jar, and I'll bring you back. Okay, this has been cooking down now for about an hour and 15-ish, and I think we're done. So, I need to strain it, and pour it in a jar. And I don't know, later this weekend or something, we're gonna make something, yeah, some kind of pasta. Okay, so I've called in some mussel. Let me move this. Switch sides with you here. Okay. There. Let me grab this spatula. Push you out of the way there. Okay, I've got myself a little strainer. Burp. With a bowl with a rubber bottom so it sits still. Oh, I was so worried about splatter. That wasn't that bad at all.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. I'm getting it everywhere here. Here we go. Got it all. Thank you. Okay. Push this through here. You see that? It's kind of dark over here, isn't it? Maybe if I move. There we go. It's thick enough. All this pulp in here. It's all right. Strain that off. Wonder if I should just let it sit here for a few minutes and drip. to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna let it sit there and drip for a second and cool off. Then I grabbed a jar and I have a little funnel. I'll fill that. I should let this cool off for a minute.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It can sit here and drip for a couple of minutes. Okay. I'll be back. Okay. Let it cool off. Whoops. Come out of there. Let's get it all off. What are you all jazzed about? The dog's in the other room, harumphing. I do not know why. All right, that's good, yeah? Sure. Okay. Tomato sauce. Oops. Let's not make a mess everywhere. Very cool. She said, what did the book say? 2.5 cups of sauce. And I have a full, is that a 16-ounce can? Do I even know what I'm doing anymore? 12, I think it holds, well, it's more than 12, but what is that? That's 2 cups. No, 16 ounces is 2 cups. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I say. Anyway, I have not pressure canned this or canned this in any way, so I'm just going to put it in the fridge and we're going to use it up this weekend. Just like that, a couple hours. Anyway, you have a good day.